I'm really here to just share my knowledge with you guys and let you guys know that it is possible to be healthy and Indian at the same time, right?
Ayo, we're the 9 to 5 Misfits, back again to help you crush unemployment and find success on your own terms, baby. Today for our Getting Real with the Misfits segment, we have a special guest with us, and we're going to be talking about nutrition and I guess fitness, but more nutrition in a Desi household.
We are going to go into my pantry, which is super scary for me because everything's probably going to be wrong.
No!
But we have a certified holistic health coach.
What?
I know. We have friends in high places. So this is Tanuja Paruchuri. Tanuja, can you tell us why you're here?
Absolutely. Well, I'm here to like raid your pantry,
Yes.
obviously. But no, I'm really excited to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me. My journey started about 8 years ago when I was trying to become a more healthy person, and then I actually changed my own health and I became a certified holistic health coach so I could help others. And since then I've had lots of successes, people getting rid of their diabetes, getting off of medication, losing weight, of course. So all the awesome things that you can expect with becoming more healthy.
Very nice. She's gonna be, grilled about all her life decisions. So be nice, people.
And if you guys need any of Tanuja's information at the end, we'll have all of that in the notes below. So check that out.
All right.
Whoa, this is the most organized pantry I've ever seen. So take me through a typical day for you, Nami.
Okay, so I generally for breakfast I'll do either oatmeal, like I love steel cut oats, so I'll generally do that with fruit in it and nuts. I also don't know if I overdo nuts.
Okay, we can talk about that.
No mind in the gutter. But so I generally do and then I also do a lot of I'll do eggs and turkey with toast on the side. So I do eat a lot of bread in general because that's my biggest vice. For lunch I'll generally have something lighter, so I'll either do something with quinoa or I'll do a lot of soups. So I like generally black bean soup or chicken noodle soup. Again, I add carbs to it. Like I'll add these little whole grain or whatever egg noodle things.
Oh yeah.
Again, not sure if it's healthy, but I've heard.
I didn't even know they made whole grain egg
do.
noodles.
And then for dinner, because my husband's home, we he likes more typical Indian stuff.
Yeah.
So we have a few more carbs. So I'll try to limit our amount of rice. If we do, I'll do brown rice, or I'll do quinoa, or I'll do these whole wheat, cracked wheat sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then of course I do typically cook a lot of Indian stuff too. So there's a lot of spices, a lot of lentils, which I do fairly regularly.
Lentils are super healthy, spices are super healthy, so I'm really excited about that. And I see you have this section of fats over here.
Yes.
I love fats, they're super healthy too. So good, why don't we take some of these ingredients out of the pantry and kind of go through which ones are super healthy, which ones aren't, and how we can make some substitutes.
I like it. Okay, so what's the consensus? Healthy, not healthy?
Overall, there's a lot of improvements to be made, which is great. Growth is good, right? So the first thing that I'm going to pick on are these whole grain egg noodles because I know you love this. I do. But these are definitely not healthy.
No, they say whole wheat.
Okay, so this is a common misconception, and we can bring in the tortillas here.
You can have my life, but you cannot have my tortillas.
And these are rice sticks. These are okay, but cracked wheat here.
Wait, cracked wheat is bad?
Just let me explain. So you have three basically wheat products here, and wheat is an issue because of the gluten. Okay, I know we hear all these things that say gluten-free and all this dumb stuff. And it's not. I'm saying it's dumb stuff because it's a marketing ploy in a lot of cases. You can go to Whole Foods and buy a bunch of gluten-free stuff, and it can be just as unhealthy as things that are full of gluten. So what I want to tell you guys though about gluten is what happens to you when you eat gluten. For most people, especially with the wheat processed in the United States of America, this doesn't happen in other countries, but because of our farming practices and genetically modified organisms, it really messes up your gut bacteria. And this is the biggest problem, right? So in order to fight the mental effects of wheat. These are something I would have like on a cheat day. The rest of the week I'm eating like fruits and vegetables and like yogurts and things like that, sauerkraut, to make the gut bacteria flourish basically. And that's what we really want. Anytime your gut bacteria is out of whack, that's when you start to see problems in your body. So you'll start to see gaining weight, you might see like skin conditions, you might see rashes, you might see like redness.
So as an Indian person, right?
Yes.
Or any South Asians, I mean, this stuff is basically the base for everything.
Sure.
So, and to me, I thought that, okay, changing out all-purpose flour, white rice, changing that out and using wheat instead was good.
Yeah.
So now, what do I do?
Yeah, this is a really good question, and this is kind of my specialty. I'm really good at making unhealthy things healthy, but it does require some effort and some change. And obviously, I think you're a good cook, right? Or you enjoy cooking. Yeah, okay. Well, that's awesome because there's a lot of experimentation to do, right? So for example, changing out white flour or wheat flour, I would use almond flour. Just ground up.
Expensive. Who said that?
It is expensive. This is true. You can buy natural almond flour instead of like the blanched almond flour, and that's a lot cheaper. You can also make almond flour yourself. You can also buy it in bulk and split it with your friends.
Hey, Chloe, you want to work on it?
Well, let me just go back to the tortilla piece here, because I know like chapatis, we want to change them out. And we like tortillas, whatever. So what you can do is there is a brand called Siete, and they sell it in, I don't know if they sell it in H-E-B, but they definitely sell it in Whole Foods, and it's an almond flour tortilla. They also have, that same brand also has a chia seed and coconut flour tortilla, and it is cheaper than almond flour, but it has a, has a coconutty kind of taste. They're a little on the pricey side, but you can always make them at home as well. So look on Pinterest for good ideas.
What about like sprouted grain tortillas and stuff?
If you're just in the transitionary mode and you're saying, okay, I'm gonna just work on getting healthier, that's a really good step to take. And that's how I transitioned as well. I used Ezekiel brand items. Okay, so basically egg noodles, not super healthy option. They do contain gluten and they're a bunch of empty carbs basically. So what you could do instead is, I know this is a pasta, it's not really a noodle, but you could buy these in different shapes. So it would look more like a noodle if you wanted. But these are organic red lentil penne, and it's from a brand called Tolerant, and it's awesome because the only ingredient is what?
Lentils.
Yeah, that's it. Red lentils. That's the only ingredient. So basically, as long as these are cooked enough, they're great. Super healthy.
What about quinoa? Is quinoa good?
Quinoa is actually good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, for me, it's personally like a gateway drug, but for a lot of people, if you're not addicted to carbs the way that I am, then you can certainly incorporate quinoa into your diet. So it's kind of like similar to rice. Okay, so I know you said you used brown rice, usually, brown basmati rice, and that's awesome. The white rice is something, again, I would only reserve for cheat days. Even brown rice for me now is a cheat, but rice does not contain any gluten, so it is a much better choice in terms of actual gut health. Instead of using rice, you can use cauliflower rice. I know that's not the best swap for a lot of people, but it works well for me. I see you also have these rice sticks here. These are like rice noodles, white rice noodles. They also have brown rice noodles out there, which you can totally use. But my swap for these rice noodles is actually kelp noodles. So you can find these in the refrigerated section, or you can find them online. On Amazon, they sell them in bulk. They're not super expensive. They kind of smell a little weird because they're called, they're kelp noodles, so they're from the sea. It will take on any flavor that you put. So if you were to put it in like a chicken stir fry or something like that, it'll take on that flavor, but you just have to cook it for a while. So just be patient with it and let it get soft. Okay, next thing I want to talk about yogurt, because yogurt is a super standard in a lot of Indian households. People think this is super healthy. I see people at work bringing this for lunch and stuff. Yeah, this is not healthy, guys. I mean, the way to know if something is not healthy is to look at the ingredients. You don't look at all these numbers here. You look at the ingredients. Those are the most important things. So, but you can see like sugar is like the second ingredient or something. So that's not a healthy item. So anything that has a lot of sugar in it is not gonna be good for you. I would much rather you go and invest in one of these plain yogurts, right? And this one is low fat. I highly recommend eating full fat yogurt, which is which is actually a welcome thing for a lot of people. They like that. So eat full fat yogurt, because when you take the fat out of something, the concentration of sugar and proteins go up, and the fat is actually a really beneficial part of basically any food. With this, if you want to make it into a fruit yogurt, add a little honey, add some fruits, mix it up, some cinnamon, whatever, and that's a really great fruit yogurt for you.
Growing up in an Indian household, you're always told that dairy is your only source of calcium.
Yes.
So I always have to like overdose on yogurt.
Yes, absolutely. So that's actually a fallacy, and basically that dairy is the only source of calcium. Basically, there's a whole scientific explanation about it with the pH in your blood and everything. So basically, dairy is an acid-forming food in your body, whereas vegetables and leafy greens are an alkaline-forming food in your body. They're good. They're full of micronutrients and everything. So what happens is when you eat something like dairy, it leaches calcium from your bones, and you end up peeing it out.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so you're really not, doing yourself any good by drinking a bunch of milk or whatever. I would much rather recommend, leafy greens like kale or like chard or something like that in a smoothie or cooked or whatever. That's a really good way of getting a lot of calcium. So this is what your husband bought, but what you ended up using, right, Nami? Okay, so this is designer whey protein. I actually haven't looked at the ingredients, but I can already tell you it's pretty unhealthy. Just because I know protein powders and I know how unhealthy they generally are. Okay, this has 18 grams of protein. This thing also has about 18 grams of protein, I think. But this is a much better option. This is a new brand that I discovered from Whole Foods. It's called Aurea, and they have a few different products. I think it's just 3 different products right now, but each of their powders only has 6 ingredients, and this happens to be the paleo powder. Let's talk about snacks now.
Yay!
You love snacking, right? Awesome. So we have some cashews here. Cashews are like your favorite, or what?
No, actually I do almonds. Cashews I use more in cooking. I do eat a lot of almonds though.
I actually think I'm a fan of almonds. When I was in weight loss mode, I used to eat like a small can of almonds like almost every day. And people were like, well, how many Weight Watchers points are in those? And I was like, dude, F Weight Watchers points, because Weight Watchers doesn't teach you how to be healthy. It teaches you how to count points. Yeah, I mean, there is a way to overeat anything, literally anything in life. So watch yourself. Just think about, am I hungry? Am I not hungry? Cashews, I have a lot of friends who love cashews. Cashews they are very easy to overdo. I will say this about cashews though, if you are depressed, they are a fantastic antidepressant. So literally just a handful a day will do it for you. But you don't wanna eat a whole pack of these a day, okay? That might be a little too much. Walnuts have omega-3 fatty acids. These almonds have omega-6 fatty acids, which is fine. We get plenty of omega-6, but they're brain food. So, and if you can soak them and get the phytic acid off, that's even a better way to enjoy almonds. Should we move on to the next?
No.
Belvita and these crackers. Belvita cookies, I think they sell them as a health food cookie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's not.
Do they sell them as a breakfast cookie?
Yeah. Because it says breakfast. And I was like, not breakfast. So.
No, do not eat this for breakfast. You will be hungry the whole day. This is not, this has... No. Big list of ingredients here. Always look at the ingredients. That's your way of being able to tell if something's good or not. These are not healthy. Instead, I would, as a transitionary food until you get off of all this junk, because I know there's convenience associated with all of this, right? So we want to make everything convenient for people. Well, instead of these kinds of things, you can get Simple Mills. That's a good brand at Whole Foods. I don't know if they sell it at HEB. I think they do, but I'm not sure. But you can definitely buy it online, Amazon. So Simple Mills, and they sell crackers and cookies and like cake mixes and stuff like that. And of course, you can buy my desserts if you want. I have a line of healthy desserts as well. Love Bites by Tanuja. So I don't use any of the filler stuff, but you have to make them yourself, which makes it a little bit harder, I suppose.
But they're yum.
They are yum. Thank you. Okay, so the final thing that I thought we would talk about is granola bars. I see these stupid Kind bars. Okay, I don't mean to be rude to the company, but I see these stupid Kind bars in everyone's pantry, and people who are like Whole Foods people are like, oh my god, Kind, what? No, these are not healthy. Okay, let me tell you, these contain glucose syrup, sugar, honey, soy protein isolate. If something contains honey in it, it doesn't need any more sugar in it. Instead, I would recommend a Lara bar. Lara bars are super clean ingredients. You could literally, Mammy, you like to cook. You could literally take these ingredients.
Real stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You can take these, look at the ingredients, and like make it yourself. So that is all I have to share.
Yay! Now that I know that everything in my pantry is unhealthy, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Thank you, Tanuja. Thank you so much. This was amazing. So that's our version of Purred Happies. You heard with Purred.
So that's the end of this story, and now we're gonna stop talking.